This is a follow-up video to the CTC21 chassis we repaired, vertical output transformer. The chassis has been reinstalled and couldn't get it set up, so we're gonna check that out and see why. Does the audio portion of it work?
One channel's not audio.
So it is a remote set.
Yeah.
It is a remote set. Because what you need to do is you need to get the audio working right and then feed the video into the TV and then listen to the audio through the stereo part so you get the full stereo surround. I mean,
So you're saying that the TV audio is not really set up in a stereo fashion?
No, it's
and
not.
Plumbing it through the stereo would turn it into a stereo.
Turn it into like a hi-fi, yes. So we replaced this transformer, which I can't light it up, but on the set it was a previous video, and he brought the chassis back and set it up, and it didn't work out. Couldn't get it lined up, and we know it works good because it was working good on the jig. So we're going to try and do a setup on this and figure out what's up. We'll start off by checking the CRT with a known checker. Hello. That's interesting. It has no cutoff at all, none. No cutoff, but it has emissions. And we have a paper bug here that needs to be assassinated.
Silverfish.
Wow, look at how hot.
But the emissions are good.
The emissions are hot, but the cutoff is completely dead.
Yeah, I could get no cutoff reading on the RCA WT33A.
Wait, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Now we got cut off. I had turned the wrong knob. I think it's okay.
All right.
I think it's okay.
Like I said, the screen colors are coming up. Now, I could get just blue before. Now I can get red, green, and blue.
Okay. Let's do a setup. This does not... Did it have that screw clamp on it?
No, remember? When
I
we were
wonder
on
if
the
that's
phone, you were
affecting...
telling me to start doing the
Right,
purifying.
right.
This thing was rusted. So when I started moving it around, finally I took the purity ring off, and this ring was rusty and it was broken.
Yeah, I wonder if that screw clamp is screwing with the magnetic part of it. It doesn't look high hours. It looks good. It looks like a modern... It's a replacement, but it looks like a modern replacement. Okay, we're gonna power it on. I heard it sounded like the degaussing. I heard it.
Turning it up. Or is this not doing it? Do you see a red screen?
Nothing.
Nothing. More on the bias.
Nothing.
Oh, maybe I turned down the contrast. Anything?
Nothing.
Socket.
It fell out of it's not even in the Okay. So yeah, come up close, go around in circles. And then slowly back away. Wonder if that's how that does for my phone right there.
I feel like I'm doing a voodoo ritual.
You're probably far enough away you can turn it off now. Okay, turn the bias all the way down. Turn all the screens all the way down. Okay, flip the service switch to service.
Which is all the way to the left? Or the center?
I think it's all the way.
Okay, that's all the way to the left.
Okay. Wonder why they cut the audio off. Okay, bring the blue screen all the way up.
Blue all the way up.
No, you're not in service mode. You flipped the wrong switch. There you go. Okay. Bias is still at minimum, right?
Correct.
Okay, bring that down to where we just barely see it.
The blue line?
Yeah. Okay, now bring green up.
Slowly.
Yeah.
That's all the way up.
Okay, green is all the way up.
Yep.
Okay, turn blue all the way down. Okay, bring red all the way up. Okay, there's red. Okay, turn red all the way down. Now start to bring the bias up until you just see green. Green is all the way up still, right?
Yep.
Okay, there you go, right there. A little bit more. Okay. Now bring the blue and red up to match.
So here's red.
Okay. Now bring blue up.
This is blue. Is that the convergence?
Boy, that's way off. Okay. Okay, good. Now go back to, flip that back to okay, there you go. Okay, now what you're going to do is turn, I was just getting a baseline there. Okay, turn blue and green all the way down.
Okay.
It's blue and green all the way down.
Way down.
Okay, pull the yoke back. Okay, now try and move that into the middle as best you can with the down a little bit. Getting close, but you can't move it down. Show what you're doing here. See, I wonder if that screw clamp is magnetically affecting that.
I do have a piece of gasket, like fiber gasket.
Right.
So it's not just bare metal.
But just being in the, oh, there you go. Now move it over this way.
Is that going to be the rings? Or the
You want the red right here.
just can't get it there.
You're like going all around it, but not it, right?
Yeah. All the way around. That one though.
I probably should have brought one of those purity magnets. They do go bad, and oh, you're getting closer though. You know what? Let's try it right there. Try sliding the yoke forward. Does that look solid red, George?
It does.
Okay, good. Go back to service. Now bring the blue and green up to match.
This is green.
Bring blue up. Okay. You know, now what we needed, I didn't bring, is an alignment generator. You think that one works?
I haven't tried that one. I have this other RCA one.
Does it work?
I have to hook a power supply up to it, and I gotta get it from my neighbor.
Let's try the new one. Stand by. We picked this up at an estate sale. Yes, that estate sale, and we have no idea if it works. I think it's like a older VG91. The way the red is bent. Try and adjust the focus.
Yeah, just that.
All this should be all the way on the right.
It's the big fat one there.
Okay, turn the blue screen all the way down.
Blue all the way down.
Okay. You're gonna work with this knob and this one. Can you see it? Can you see about right here where my finger is in the mirror?
No, you need to go farther back
I need
and tilt the mirror
up
towards me.
like that.
More.
More.
And farther back.
Right here.
Okay. Now, should I turn both of these either counterclockwise or
Just
clockwise?
manipulate them at the same time until you lay those on top of each other. See how it's moving it? There you go. See how it's moving it like a Y?
Yeah.
You're getting closer, but that's pretty good. You almost had it. Go back a little bit. That's pretty good, right there. Okay, now bring the blue screen up a little bit.
Blew up a little.
Okay, now manipulate that little tiny knob on top to bring the blue in. That's no, the little round knob.
Yeah, little round one, top center. Correct.
Yeah.
That's this one right here.
What? Hold on. Okay, I think we got the center convergence pretty good. What was going on here was this whole assembly had gotten rotated around like that, so we had to bring it back into the middle and then go back and pull the yoke back and do the whole setup again. So it's sort of important that that blue thing is up and down. I think we're looking good here. You cycle through the patterns on that for me.
And that is
The
it's
big,
video pattern.
yeah,
Here we go. Dots,
still looks a little soft. That looks real good.
crosshatch, single dot,
Looks a little bit red.
single cross.
That's what we should have used to do the center convergence, but whatever. Okay, keep going.
There's
We don't know.
sweet chroma bar, sweet.
Could probably turn the red screen down just a little.
Well, that's it. But I hope you enjoyed checking out this one-of-a-kind Tribeca
It's actually pretty good, don't you think?
and timeless luster.
For 60 years old, yeah, I think it's amazing. I mean, I know it's a replacement tube, but that is pretty awesome to me.
So now what I'm showing him how to do is how to bypass the TV audio and connect the speakers directly to the amp here, so he can plug the converter box directly into RCA and have full stereo hi-fi sound.
Has so many wonderful architectural features, but this room is where the kids all come together, They come in and watch TV. This is like more of a cozy room, although it's still so elegant. And it's such a great room for mom and dad to hide all the toys because of all this great storage. Now let's go back and meet with Alexis.
That's great.
Last but not least,
A sec.
Go ahead.
So this is a Seeburg VL200. It is a 2 amplifier jukebox. But what's really interesting about this box is a 200 selection. So it has 145s, but plays the A and B side, giving you 200 selections. Let's pick a song. So let's see, let's try C3. Hopefully this works. This box dominated, though, the jukebox market for a good 5-6 years.
What happens if you want to change it? Yeah, if you want to.
Now, if you were in a bar or restaurant, that reject button could be at the cashier or
Right.
somewhere in the restaurant. Painted this whole case. I took all the chrome, everything off of it, had it re-chrome, put it all back together. My wife actually helped me restore this. I had her help me with the button selection.
Wow, this is just so classy.
It's so hard to find anybody to work on, so I'm so blessed that I ran into this guy, Warren. He actually, these are both tube jukeboxes. So this is the first generation of the 45 jukebox. It's a 100 selection. It's 50 45s that play the A and B side. This jukebox is from 1953. It is a Seeburg, and it originally belonged to the Cramps, Lux and Ivy. That's a picture of them in New York in 1976 or 77, and that's their jukebox. They told me, Ivy told me, that this box, they paid maybe $25 for it back in 1975.
Can we play something on it?
Here we go. This one takes actually a quarter. I hope this is not going to jam. There we go. It works. How about F2? Everybody knows this song. All the records in here are their selections too.
This is all their records?
Yes, Ivy gave me this jukebox, not working, with all the records in it, and she wanted it to go to somebody who could bring it back to life and take care of it.
Craft work?
Yep. They had that in there in the 70s. There's a really eclectic collection of songs in this box. But I completely rebuilt everything. The record mechanism bearings, the selector. Here's a book on it. She actually hand wrote, I took them out so they don't get faded, but she hand wrote all the selections. So yeah, I took the whole mechanism part, cleaned, lubed. Everything was just basically gummed up and frozen. This is the pin selection that actually picks the songs. All these pins were rusty. I had to take them all out and steel wool them by hand. The amp I actually recapped. Here it is, all recapped. And then these are some of my correspondence with Ivy. Here's her handwritten labels.
Wow.
This box actually belongs in a museum. This is a piece of punk rock history. because I believe the songs in here, she told me they've never taken them out when they put them in the late 70s. I'm sure these had an influence on them, on their music and their band. Okay, this is an L100 Seaberg. It's a 100 selection. It's 50/45s A/B play, and it plays 100 selections. The interesting, notable thing about this particular jukebox, it's the very first circuit board jukebox. And here's the circuit board. This is the bass and treble. Here's an extra board. But this introduced the circuit board to jukeboxes. And moved from this point forward, all jukeboxes were circuit board engineered.
Wow.
It's not running right now. I'm having a problem with the pulse board, which actually triggers what song to select. So if you make a selection, it goes to search it out, but it won't pull the correct record. So it'll cycle and then it'll stop. So this is a Wurlitzer 1015. This is probably the most iconic jukebox of all time. This is the most mass-produced jukebox of all time. And really, when I look at it, I think of post-World War II, because really a lot of the technology from manufacturing, electronics, just it's all in this machine to me.
Yeah, this is more it lays it down. Can we see this one?
Yeah, now this is a 78. Let's see if this works. Let me pick a decent song here. Let's see if we can get Duke of Earl. Now, this jukebox plays 24 songs, and it only plays one side. So you can see how the 45, I still gotta warm up too. It needs to be used. You can tell it's not dirty. These are bubble tubes, and when they heat up, they'll start to bubble. Labor in manufacturing all this
The detail.
is nuts. Little Richard. No, doesn't like that one. Let's do Secret.
What kind of needle does it use? It doesn't have to be.
The needle, it's a cartridge. It used to be just like a metal rod. It was, this has been, you see it's been modified, the amplifier. Or the
Right, look at that speaker. Wow. Taiwan.
That's not original. And if you can find, they exist, they are like thousands of dollars. This is interesting.
1/30th horsepower.
So if you were a serviceman servicing a jukebox back in the day, you would come to either fix a machine or swap out records, but you would want to swap out the records that were least played, meaning the ones that made you no money. And this section right here is called the popularity meter. And there's number indicators that would explain how many times a record was played or if it wasn't played at all. And if it was a low playing record, the operator would switch out those records and put in new titles.
Oh, look at the things are bubbling now. So they're
Yeah,
like
that's
the
it from the front.
they're like those Christmas lights.
Stuck here.
Did you have to do anything with these bubble lights, or did they just work
No.
automatically?
They work automatically. There's a little heater. I'm not sure how they work. It's not an oil. There's a little heater at the bottom of them, and when it gets to a certain temperature, it somehow does a chemical reaction. It's something with sodium, I think.
Wow. That is too cool.
Yeah, this is America at its finest.